Not all wars are fought with bombs. Not all enemies carry weapons. Some feed without ever being seen. You walk past them, sleep beside them. Sometimes you are them without even knowing. This is the part most people fear to face because it asks a brutal question. Are you thinking your own thoughts? Or have you been programmed, possessed, puppeteered? And if your mind, your moods, your cravings can be influenced by something you cannot see, then where do you end and where do they begin? This is the hidden war they never told you about. The war for consciousness. What if there is a non-physical economy in this universe? What if energy is the currency, emotion is the commodity, and the human being, traumatized, distracted, emotionally volatile, is the battery? Have you ever felt a room heavy with unspoken anger? Have you ever walked into a place and felt grief in the walls? Have you ever noticed how collective fear spreads faster than any fact? Why does emotion hang in the air like smoke? Why does pain linger in certain lands for centuries? Who or what benefit from that lingering charge? Some esotericists use the term louche as the energy produced by intense human emotions, especially fear, lust, grief, and rage. What if louche is not just a metaphor, but an actual psychic nutrient in the spiritual ecosystem? Certain entities, call them interdimensional parasites, feed on louche like oxygen. They provoke chaos, not for ideology, but for consumption. They don't care who wins the war, only that it lasts long enough to feed them. So when nations rage, when families implode, when social media keeps you outraged and exhausted, is it just human dysfunction? Or is there a harvest happening behind the scenes? What are these entities? Various names have been given to these beings. The Gnostics call them archons. Carlos Castaneda called them the flyers. You have terms such as jinn, reptilians, etheric parasites, artificial intelligence thought forms, and egregores that become sentient through worship, fear, or repetition. They are not demons in red suits. Think instead of frequency-specific intelligences, beings or construct that live in certain bands of frequency or vibration. They live on the astral level. Their form is fluid. So what if these entities can hijack emotion, can manipulate dreams, and ride unresolved trauma attached to a person's auric field? What if it can imitate inner voices and hide inside addictions and obsessions? What if they speak in the first person inside your mind? Not saying we want this, but I want this. I need this. I can't live without this. They are masters of suggestion, subtle enough to sound just like your own thoughts. And when you're not spiritually sovereign, you don't even know there is a difference. So the question isn't just, do they exist? The deeper question is, where in my life does something feed whenever I suffer? Now, how possession happens in this modern world. Forget spinning heads and crucifixes. Modern possession looks like ideological obsession, when you rather be right than be free. It looks like addiction loops where you can't stop feeding the very thing that is draining you. Chronic rage or depression with no clear source. Relationship entanglements that repeat the same trauma over and over. Violent outbursts or numb apathy that feel unlike you. Mental fog or fatigue or intrusive thoughts after certain media exposure or sexual encounters. Have you ever said, that wasn't me, or I don't know what came over me, or it's like something took hold of me? What if that language is more literal than we realize? These are not always psychological disorders. Sometimes they're evidence of energetic interference. Because possession doesn't need the entire body. It doesn't need to twist your head around. It only needs enough control to manipulate the feel, your emotional climate, your impulses, your attention. A nudge here, a craving there, a storyline replayed in your mind on loop. So you have to ask, where in my life do I keep handing over the steering wheel even after I've crashed there before? And here's where it gets deeper. Not all that glitters is good, and not all that call itself light is liberating. What if they are false light entities, spiritual beings or ideologies that appeared benevolent but are still part of the same system of control? They promise ascension without accountability, bliss without integration, love and light without shadow work, escape from earth instead of embodiment on earth. They distract seekers with fantasy timelines, external saviors, overly simplistic teachings that bypass real healing. Have you seen spiritual spaces where people know all the jargon? 5D, starseed, twin flame, light codes, but can't sit with their own anger for 5 minutes without running away? What if that isn't liberation, but spiritual sedation? While you're busy chasing the light, they farm your energy like the dark ones. Because the battlefield isn't light versus darkness. It's truth versus illusion. An illusion wears both masks. So the question becomes, does this part make me more sovereign, more honest, more integrated, or just more addicted to escape? You ever wonder why news cycles feel like emotional roller coasters? Why celebrities suddenly promote certain ideas all at once? Political polarity is always cranked to fever pitch. Social media is engineered to trigger anxiety and addiction. We know about psychological manipulation. We know about algorithms and propaganda. But what if behind the psychology, there is spiritual architecture? What if human institutions, media, politics, entertainment, even religion can become egregores in their own right? Living thought forms, hungry entities built from collective belief and fear. The system is designed to fragment attention, to lower frequency, to keep you reactive to prevent presence and block soul memory, because a disconnected human is easy to control. A human who has forgotten what they are becomes a perfect puppet, fighting other puppets, while the hands above pull every string. But a connected human is self-aware one who knows their essence and guards their feel. That one is a threat to the entire paradigm. So you must ask, in this world stage, am I an actor improvising from my soul, or a puppet repeating lines I never wrote? Or how do we reclaim our sovereignty? You want to stop being food? You must stop leaking energy. Not in theory, in practice, in your nervous system, in your choice. You are not just flesh, beloved. You are a multidimensional being, a frequency tower, a living grid point. And if you don't choose what you transmit, something else will. So how do you reclaim yourself? 1. Audit your inner voice. When a thought arises, ask, is this loving? Is this wise? Is this aligned with my true self? Or is it shaming, compulsive, fear-soaked? Don't assume every I in your mind is you. Discernment is spiritual warfare. 2. Guard and cleanse your field through prayer, breathwork, fasting, solitude, worship, sacred song, not as empty ritual but as recalibration. You're tuning your frequency so parasites cannot attach. 3. Unplug from engineered simulation. Limit the feeds that feed on you. Reduce constant scrolling, toxic media, chaotic environments. Overstimulation is possession by overload, a nervous system to hijack to hear your own soul. 4. Retrieve your fragments through shadow work. Trauma creates openings. Wherever you abandon yourself, something else can step in. Choose therapy, deep journaling, inner child work, somatic healing. These are not trends, they are soul retrieval. As you return to yourself, attachment loses your grip. 5. Stand in uncompromising truth, even when it costs you comfort, community, or identity. Truth raises your vibration, and frequency is a boundary. It determines what can touch you. When you live in truth, you become less edible to the unseen. The greatest war is not fought on earth, it is fought through earth, through media, through minds, through nervous systems, through bloodlines, through stories and screens and scars. You are not powerless. You are not just a victim of forces you cannot see. You are a gatekeeper of your own field, a guardian of your own grid, a sovereign soul learning how to stop feeding the very thing that feeds on you. And the moment you awaken, the puppeteer loses the strings. This is the sacred curriculum, the Hidden War series, lesson 4, complete. Remember who you are.